Hi, I'm Tony Clark. I'm the marketing director for Ram House. I want to thank you for joining us for our very first Zoom interview. In this series of Zoom interviews, we're going to take a look behind the scenes and talk to the people that are the nuts and bolts of this organization. We're going to see what makes Ram House run. Today, we're talking with Melissa Woodson. She's the executive director of Ram House. I hope that you enjoy this interview. Hello, I'm Tony Clark. I'm the marketing director for Ram House. Today we're interviewing Melissa Woodson. She's the executive director of Ram House. How are you today, Melissa?
I'm doing great, Tony. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So, Melissa, I've just got a few questions for you. And the first question is, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what exactly do you do at Ram House?
What do I do at Ram House? I consider myself sort of the hub of a wheel, and I have all these wonderful spokes around me called employees. And together we really form a dynamic relationship. We have a really good staff here. I like to say that I'm the leader of leaders. And I kind of have a background where I have a little bit of information about a whole lot of things, but I employ people who have a whole lot of information about things. So together we operate beautifully. Um, yeah, that's my staff. And I'll tell you one thing, I do think that this staff, we really focus on making decisions based on our clients. And we don't always agree, but boy, we respect each other. And I think all of us really enjoy coming to work. So it's a great thing. Um, I have been in the nonprofit field for over 30 years. My favorite jobs have been at the Red Cross in Roanoke in the early 90s, where I worked in blood services with a dynamic group of women who really mentored me. My other favorite jobs were at Boys Home, and I really enjoyed working at the YWCA as the executive director. I managed to get a MBA in 2006. I was the oldest person in the class, but I really wanted to hone my skills to be a CEO. And Ram House is just the capstone career for choice for me. I'm really enjoying being here.
Besides work, Melissa, what do you love to do in your spare time?
I get up every day, or on a work day, I get up between 5:15, 5:30, and I do yoga for 20 minutes, and I set an intention for my day of what I want that day to look like. Then I head out the door and I watch the sunrise, and I walk about 3 to 4 miles. And at night, I like to walk too. I often listen to books or I listen to podcasts so I can learn things. Listen to a lot of things about leadership and about business. On the weekends, I like to spend a lot of time with my spouse because I don't get to see much during the week. And we hike every weekend, practically every weekend. We're out there, and we're these days we're hiking anywhere from 4 to 7 miles. Sometimes we go on really long hikes, and we really love it here because of the beauty of the mountains here. So those are some of the things that I really love.
That's great. Now, what I want to ask you something else. What motivates you and keeps you excited about the trajectory or the direction of Ram House? What keeps you excited, keeps you going?
Every day when I come in and I come into the main shelter and I see the people who need us, I see the vulnerability of those people, and I have this calling to serve them, and it keeps me so happy. Besides having volunteers that smile at us, everybody working together in a positive way, it just feels meaningful to be at Ram House and to know that the people that you're seeing in that shelter that day or going into the financial aid office are going to be better for being here. I was talking to someone yesterday. We are recently rehousing a lot of people in our shelter who sleep on the streets. And I think that's an amazing accomplishment. And every day to come in and to hear those stories, it's never a problem for me to want to come to work.
Now, for our viewing audience, for our listening audience, what is the most pressing need right now for Ram House? What can they do?
We have a brand new webpage. We just launched it last year, and it's www.raminc.org or raminc.org. And if you press the tab that says Get Involved, you'll find out all the wonderful things you can do. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities. A lot of people choose to work in the kitchen. Don't let that intimidate anyone. There are a lot of people that come here and get job skills, and they enjoy working with our volunteers, but you don't have to be an expert. We have a really great chef downstairs who's a wonderful teacher. Her name is Heather Wilson. She's come to us in the last few months. She's a joy for people to work with. And we make incredible food. I mean, this today, for example, I go down there and I find out that we're making pickles. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if any other day shelter in the country is making homemade pickles. So the volunteer aspects are great. We have people that come and do special projects here. We always need people for events. So that's always a big need for us. And people can fill out a volunteer application online. There's also a needs list. We don't have a lot of storage space, so we're very specific about what we need and what we need people to bring in. I will tell everyone out there that currently the 3-compartment to-go containers are in high demand because we feed about 125 people a day. So that's a lot of to-go containers. And I'll also remind everybody that no matter where you are in your income, anything you give us, we really, really appreciate. We have the most wonderful donors, and they're loyal donors. They typically give to us more than once a year. So I would say that donations, there is a donor button on the front page of our website. Go there. We get really excited in the office when we see one come over our emails. Tony, you know this. We'll all cheer because we can't rest on our laurels. We need to continue to encourage people to give all times of the year.
And that's so important, to give all times of the year. And homelessness does not have a specific season, summer or winter. Homelessness is with us throughout the year, so we need to remember that.
Yes.
Now, the final question I've got for you, Melissa, tell us about something about yourself that very few people know.
I think people would be amazed to know that I was a very shy little girl who would hide behind my mother's skirts. I didn't want to interact with people. People scared me. And what happened to me in the course of growing up was I have a cousin. Her name is Gail. She's 3 years older than me. She's a registered nurse. And Gail was so outgoing, and I would watch her and I would see how she would mobilize people and move them and get them to do things. And I thought, I want to be like Gail. So I did. And what I found in life, maybe I'm a little bit like my dad too in this aspect, is people energize me. I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories. But I think a lot of people who think they know me would just be amazed to know what a shy little child I was.
Well, folks, this is Melissa Woodson. She's the executive director of Ram House. And Melissa, I want to thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tony.
Well, thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you again for joining us for our very first Zoom podcast. If you like this interview, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We'll see you again next time for another interesting interview and a peek behind the scenes at Ram House. Thank you.